Bears win, Bears win, Bears win. Welcome into our Chicago Bears Now post-game show. My name is Harrison Graham. Bears take down the Rams 24-18 at Soldier Field to improve to 2-2 on the season and 2-0 at home, which is a positive trend as well. Lots to talk about, lots to react to. We'll talk about the quarterback, the breakout player of the game, and a whole lot more, but let's just get the good vibes started. Doesn't it feel good to win? Get the dubs in the chat. And by the way, the Jets just missed that field goal if you're watching at home. Get the dubs in the chat. Bears win to improve to 2-2. And you kind of had to have it, if we're being completely honest. So let's talk about this game a little bit. I thought both sides of the football had really good moments. Both sides of the football had not so good moments. It definitely wasn't the most complete performance you'll ever see, but you really took control of this game in the third quarter, really late second quarter, third quarter, early fourth. Rams kind of made a push in that fourth, but too little too late overall. And I really liked how Caleb Williams battled in this game. You know, early on, I did not love the game plan from Shane Waldron. There was that report from Jay Glazer where Caleb, along with the Offensive Leadership Council of Mercedes Lewis, Cole Kmet, and DJ Moore, met with Shane Waldron with the hope of playing more aggressively. And it felt like the opposite early. A lot of conservative throws and play calling. But he found a rhythm a little bit late in that second quarter. And then really in that third quarter, I thought he played really well. And then early into the fourth where they scored back-to-back touchdown drives for the first time this season. Really good decision-making. Missed a couple throws, but layered a couple nice ones. He had a Cole Kmet throw over the middle where if you're just looking on the backside in the all-22, you're like, how does he get this in there? He layers it over the linebacker and hits Kmet in stride. Layered a nice ball to DJ Moore in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. Those two synced up for a score for the first time this season. Really efficient, 0 turnovers. Really, really important. Look, DJ Moore and Caleb, it still feels a little off, but found the end zone in a critical part of the game. That was nice to see. Obviously, you're hoping to get more production than this, but that's definitely a positive. And the biggest development, personnel-wise, offensively, was DeAndre Swift today, both as a runner and as a pass catcher. First, as a pass catcher, a lot of screens that worked, a couple checkdowns that worked. Caleb did a really good job of surveying the field and then getting back to the checkdown when it wasn't there. And I thought Swift had the most burst he's had all season. 7 catches, 72 yards. As a runner, really effective as well. 16 for 93, an awesome 36-yard touchdown run where he hurdled over a Rams defender that fell down, would have almost tripped him up, recognized that, jumped over him, and then just was shot out of a cannon between the tackles and was off to the races for a score. Really good run there. And I just thought he was more decisive today. Hit the hole, no diddy, did that consistently, and I thought the offensive line played better in this one as well. Roschon, from an efficiency standpoint, it's not going to look like he had a great game, but he had a couple of critical runs. For one, on the goal line, they brought Doug Kramer in, put him at fullback, and just ran power up the middle. Roschon scored easily, and then on a critical 3rd and 1 late in the game to extend a drive, he sheds a tackle in the backfield and gets the first down. That's what he brings to the table. Pretty good vision, and he sheds tackles. That's what he offers. So it was a thunder and lightning approach. DeAndre Swift with some juice, Roschon with some thump, and it was effective. The Bears as a whole rushed for 131 yards on 28 carries. So really, really positive signs there. Cole Kmet, I mentioned that layered catch that he had from Caleb. Couple of false starts, though. It seems like Cole's having 1 or 2 critical plays and mistakes in these games early on this year. He needs to lock that in. He turned a 3rd and 2 into a 3rd and 7, which ultimately led to a sack on the second to last drive that could have helped ice the game. That's not great, but you hope he continues to produce. And Keenan Allen didn't do much, but had a couple catches early. He's back in the fold. So other than DeAndre Swift, it was kind of just a couple of touches for everybody. It was kind of spread it out and get different guys the ball, run the football, try to control the tempo that way. Rome Odunze had just the 1 catch. So it's going to be a different guy every week. Last week it was Rome. This week it was Swift. Next week it could be Cole Kmet. So we'll see how it goes. At the end of the day, this is what matters more. You had more points than they did. Bears 24, Rams 18. Grade the Bears offense as a whole today. A, B, C, D, or F. I'd give it a solid B, B minus. I mean, you still only had 264 yards, but it was crisper. It was smarter. It felt like the penalties were setting you back more than some of the plays. I didn't love the approach early, but once you kind of got into the flow of the game and beyond the script, I thought it worked out better. So B minus, and that's a step in the right direction because up to this point it had been pretty ugly. So drop your letter grade for the offense down in the comments below. We'll talk about the defense and moving forward here in just a moment in the Bears' 24-18 win, but we got to show some love to our sponsor first. That is PrizePicks. Shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's show. And if you want to get started with easy and daily fantasy, PrizePicks is the place to go, and they have an awesome deal. If you sign up today, you will get $50 instantly when you play for just $5 at prizepicks.com/CLNS. You just pick a $5 entry, set your lineup, fire away. You're going to get $50 into your account no matter what. Even if you lose that entry, you're still going to get that bonus, some extra money to play with. Awesome deal from PrizePicks right now. It is a guaranteed bonus if you use our link, promo code, and play for $5. The way you place an entry is simple. You just choose 2 to 6 players and more or less on the stat projections available. Like I did today, they had the Caleb Williams special for half a passing yard, got the more. As of filming this, there's 2 minutes left, and Aaron Jones hasn't scored a touchdown, so I may actually miss on this one. But check it out. They offer deals like this all the time. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to get started today, and we got you covered with the awesome deals from PrizePicks. Link is in the comments and in the description. Shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's show. All right, let's get to the defensive side of the football here as the Bears took down the Rams 24-18. Defense, it was interesting, I think, and I'm going to double check this here. I think the Rams only punted one time. They did, one punt, but they kept bowing down or bowing up in the red zone. Like the Rams would drive down, force a field goal. The Rams were 4 for 5 on field goals, missed one earlier in the game. They were moving between the 20s, other than that one touchdown drive where the Bears showed no resistance, but stopped a key 2-point conversion, which was critical. The Bears kind of let the Rams – I don't want to say let. They gave up a lot of yards between the 20s, but then got red zone stops. And in this league, if you're forcing field goals, you're going to have a chance to win, especially if you get complimentary football offensively, which the Bears provided today. Again, the Rams had over 300 yards, pretty balanced offensively, but 2 big turnovers, strip sack of Matthew Stafford from Montez Sweat. He had a big game today. And I thought Jaquan Brisker, I really mean this when I say this might have been the best game of his career. I mean, he had 12 tackles, a sack, 2 deflections, two tackles for loss, a breakup, a pick, almost 2 picks. He picked off Stafford in the first half, but he didn't reestablish in bounds from the out of bounds because he had stepped out of bounds defending the route, so that one got overturned to an incompletion. He was everywhere. I mean, he was shot out of a cannon multiple times. There was a play late in the game where Kyron Williams caught a swing pass, and it was kind of one-on-one open space, and he absolutely just leveled him, drove him back on that play. I thought Brisker set the tone today and quite frankly played one of the best games of his career. It was important. It was awesome to watch, and I was excited, and he was fired up as well. And he deserved that game-sealing pick because he was your best defensive player today. So good for Jaquan Brisker. I thought he was fantastic overall. And the defense, while it wasn't perfect, they made plays when they had to. They got the 2 takeaways. They forced the red zone field goal attempts, and touchdowns beat field goals in this league. And you had 3 touchdowns offensively, and they had 1 touchdown offensively. That was the difference in the game overall. If I have one big negative, it is the discipline. This team just has way too many penalties. 10 for 84 is just too much. And a lot of them were just self-inflicted. 2 Cole Kmet false starts. As good as Brisker was, he had a late hit out of bounds. Trying to think what else. A couple of them are just like ones that happen, PI and, stuff that gets called. That's fine. Darnell Wright had a false start. He continues to be up and down. So there's just these things that keep getting in the way. But most of that damage, I think 7 of the 10 penalties were in the first half, so you cleaned it up a bit. I do want to add this. Tevin Jenkins left the game with a ribs injury, and weirdly enough, the offensive line was kind of better after that. I don't know what's going on with Tevin. Doesn't seem like he's playing that well this year. They slid Matt Pryor to left guard, and Nate Davis came in at right guard. Had a couple of bad reps early, but I didn't notice anything glaring after that, so I'd have to review it on the film, but initial eye test tells me Nate Davis played fine, so that's a positive development. But at the end of the day, you found a way to win a game. A gut check win, back against the wall. You can't fall to 1-3. You get to 2-2, and now Carolina comes to town next week, and you play Jacksonville and London after that before the bye week. 4-2's on the table, but you got to take it one game at a time, one play at a time, one drive at a time. And if you do that, if you keep stacking days and get a little bit better each week, team has a chance. Team absolutely has a chance. All right. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to our Bears post-game show. We crossed 103,000 subs today. Thank you guys so much. That is a credit to you. And if you want to subscribe and join this movement, hit that sub button. It's free.